Yes, my Between the Liners, welcome back to the latest episode of the Old Trafford Vlogs. It's Manchester United versus Galatasaray in the Champions League. I've only ever been to one Champions League game at Old Trafford before. That was 2019. I think we lost to PSG 2-1. And obviously you lot will remember fondly the return leg when Marcus scored the penalty and we beat PSG away. Ollie's boys, what a good time. Anyway, playing Galatasaray tonight. I can't lie, I'm not really sure what to expect from the boys. You lot know I'm usually so positive and I always expect the best, but recently the form that we've been on has been atrocious. We haven't really played well at all. We're at home. I know we just lost against Crystal Palace at home, but I'm expecting a positive performance from the boys. From Galatasaray, I'm not really sure what to expect. I know they got Zaha, they got Ziyech. Who else they got? They got Torreira and I think a couple other well-known former Premier League players. But let's be honest, it's not going to be a walk in the park because of the way that we're playing. But it should be, to be honest. The level that the club that we are at, the amount of money that we've spent, the infrastructure we have, this should be a walk in the park. But unfortunately, I'm guessing it's not going to be. I hope he makes a couple changes. Like some of the weak rotated side in the Carabao Cup, usually perform better than the current first teamers at the moment. So maybe we need some fresh legs in there. Give Garnacho an opportunity if you have to. I wouldn't suggest dropping Marcus. I know there's a lot of clamour around Marcus at the moment, but I personally wouldn't suggest dropping Marcus. He's such an important match winner for our side, and we don't have a lot of match winners in our team, so risky to drop Marcus. I know a lot of you would. Anyway, like the video, subscribe. Thanks for getting us to, I think we're on 3,000 subscribers now. I don't even know what's going on. Stay tuned in this video. I'm going to take you to Old Trafford and my apartment, and you're going to see my experience throughout the day. Like, follow, subscribe, etc., etc.
your best shot.
Yes, people, I'm back at the apartment. I cannot believe what I've just witnessed. I am shocked. Manchester United have lost 3-2 to Galatasaray at Old Trafford. At one point, we were leading the game, and Galatasaray have still come back to beat us. Yes, Casemiro's got sent off, I think, with 20 minutes to go. But what an embarrassing performance overall. I think for the neutrals, that game must have been unbelievable. It was pretty end-to-end, was a high-intensity game throughout, very competitive game. But how are we at the same level as Galatasaray and we're playing at home? I've just drove 3-4 hours to get here and staying in an apartment for this, and we've lost. It's not good enough, to be honest. Let's get into the performance of the players. Some players I want to pick out. Onana, who I thought was so poor all game. Forget the mistake for the second goal where he gave away the ball for the penalty and Casemiro gets sent off. Forget that for a sec. His ball playing ability, his confidence coming off his line, his holding of the ball was so poor today. I don't know what's happened to the guy that we saw come in at the beginning of the season or in the Champions League final last season. His confidence is absolutely shot, and I don't understand why. Even the Icardi finish, let's talk about it, because that was a great finish from Icardi, but did Onana dive down too quickly? Or for the goal for Zaha, is there anything better Onana could have done for that? I didn't have the best view of it, so I'm not really sure. Dalot for that goal, absolutely pathetic. How are you letting the ball bounce? It's rule number one, basics you learn at 11-a-side when you're like 10 years old. Don't let the ball bounce. And then the strength from Zaha to bully him and then get the ball shot away to get a goal over Onana. Dalot was poor today for majority of that game, kept giving the ball away. And then let's talk about, look, Amrabat I thought had a very solid performance. I don't think he should be at left back. He's obviously not a left back. Majority of that game he did very well. But for the goal the third goal that we conceded, I think it was the third goal where Icardi scored the chip over Onana. Amrabat's positioning was absolutely shocking. He's about 10 yards behind the other defenders, and we played everyone on side, and Icardi's just gone through and chipped it over. Shocking basics of the game that we don't think about during the game. I think at one point Casemiro had a bit of a shaky 10-15 minutes at the beginning of the game, but then Ten Hag seemed to have a word with him, and it seemed the plan was to tell him to start switching it up first time towards Marcus or out onto the right towards Bruno. Every time the ball came into Casemiro, he zipped it out left and right, and he did that. It was a feature of his game throughout the whole 90 minutes, and it paid off when we got the ball to Marcus, and Marcus has done well to get a cross in. And oh my word, Rasmus Hojlund. Let's forget about the negatives for a sec. Rasmus Hojlund did not deserve to be on the losing side in that game. That performance was absolutely monstrous. That is a man of the match, game-winning performance that he's put in, and his teammates have let him down. I'm so disappointed and upset for him, because on any other day that should have been a winning performance. Forget his goals for a sec. His hold-up play was brilliant. His strength was brilliant. The pace for the second goal he scored. The pace and the strength and the running power, and then the finish, exquisite. He did not deserve to be on the losing side. The amount of energy and the shift he puts in for that game, he did not deserve to be on the losing side, and I cannot wait to see what more he's got in store for us, because Rasmus Hojlund, that was a monstrous performance. Other decent players, maybe Hannibal was all right in the first half. I think he got injured. I assume that's why he came off. I thought Ericsson was pretty decent on the ball. One thing Hannibal brings to the team is a lot of energy, and he makes things happen. He puts teams under pressure, and you can see in the second half, after we scored and then Galatasaray scored like straight away, I think that happened twice, to be honest, it just looks like we're ready to give up. To be honest, after we scored the second goal, it looked like we was putting a lot of pressure on them, and I thought we was going to come back and score another one to make it 3-1 and punish them and kill the game off. But then I think the Casemiro penalty happened after Onana gave the ball away. I thought Mount had a decent performance. I don't know what you guys think, let me know in the comments. I thought Mount had a very decent performance, moves it along quick, tries to find a incisive pass in the middle and passes it along quick and tries to create chances. He had one unbelievable outside boot pass towards Hojlund that nearly come off with a goal. I thought Mount did well. Lindelof, I thought, put in a pretty decent shift today. He was very solid. I'm just looking at the rest of the team. Rashford was okay. I didn't think he did anything too good. Didn't think he did anything too wrong either. Bruno Fernandes, man, you know I stick up for you all the time, my brother, but these performances and this one today was just so poor. Like, what did Bruno provide to the team today? Even his work rate was like all over the place. It wasn't calculated. His pressing wasn't calculated. His passes were off. His chance creation was limited. I didn't really see him be that creative. He was getting onto a few of his teammates and he was getting onto him back. I think he tried arguing with Casemiro at one point, tried arguing with Dallo at one point, and they were both telling him to shut up because I even think he was in the wrong. I don't know, what's the solution here? Do we drop Bruno for a game and try and Mount in there? Bruno and Rashford who are responsible for like 80% of our goals last year, and they're not providing enough to the team. They're not providing enough other than the goal creation. Outside of that, they're not providing enough either. It's very tough at the moment. Garnacho, I think, looked lively when he come off the bench. Look, I want to say, give credit to the Old Trafford crowd. I thought, especially in the second half, we tried our best to get the team going, and unfortunately, we couldn't raise them up to give us a win in return. Galatasaray fans, fair play to them. They were pretty loud throughout most of the game, especially in the second half. Not the loudest I've seen at Old Trafford from an away crowd, but pretty impressive nonetheless. And Galatasaray, I think you've put in giving off a fair representation of yourselves. You came to Old Trafford, you were competitive, you tried playing football, you stuck it on us, and you've come away with 3 points. And now this group is looking tough. I don't even know if we're going to get out. 2 losses, 2 games. Let's see what happens. Anyway, I think we've got Brentford this weekend, so I can't ask for anything more from the team other than a win. I do not care about performance. We need to string a couple wins together. Ten Hag, please sort it out and get Amrabat out of left back, put him in midfield, and decide what you need to do with a couple of the crucial players. Hojlund, you are unbelievable. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like the video, subscribe. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Make sure you get in the comments and let me know what you thought of the vlog. Peace out. Between
Bars.